We're going to resume our meeting. And the next report is our superintendent's report. Dr. Hefner, will you please share your report with us?
Sure. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. As you can see this evening from our special recognitions and our school spotlight here at Irmo Middle, we have so much to be proud of here in our district, and you can see why I have many, many unending hallmark moments as we go around the district. There'll be three things I would share with you to keep your eye out for. Number one is that tomorrow we'll be at Chapin High School at 1:45. As you know, Chapin High is a finalist for the 2015 Palmetto's Finest Award. Only one high school in the state gets that award each year. And so the announcement will be made tomorrow at 1:45, and we'll be keeping our fingers crossed for Chapin High. Secondly, lest anybody forget, spring break is next week, and our schools will be closed. So make sure you make note of that. And the big thing we're working on right now is our 5-year accreditation visit, which is coming up the April 19th through 22nd. We'll have a team here visiting us. The team is composed of folks from here in our own state and from other states. The chair of our committee is from Montana. So we look forward to hosting them. And just make sure you make note that the board meeting for that week will be held on Wednesday, April 22nd at 3 p.m., which is the time that the Advanced Ed reaccreditation team will deliver their findings as a result of their visit with us. So we want to make sure that you're all there to hear that. And with that, we will now go to our monthly update from our Office of Design and Construction. Mr. McAllister.
Good evening. I have Barry Evans here from Cummings to do your monthly update for you.
Thank you, Mr. McAllister. Madam Chairman, Dr. Hefner, members of the board, it's a pleasure to be here tonight to bring to you the construction update on Irmo High School and the new Chapin Middle School. Last month I was here at your board meeting, and Mr. Joe Huggins and I were making a transition between each other so that he could move off to other things in his future, and I would just, stand in his place. So I'm here today. Last time I think I was in front of the Lexington 5 board was when the new Dutch Fork High School, I call it still the new Dutch Fork High School, was built back in 88, 89, 90. Somewhere in there, and I know that tells my age, but I have been around these parts for a while. The first project we have here is the Irmo High School, the amphitheater area and the connector between the Cates Center and the new theater. The work in place at this time on the amphitheater I would consider to be 95% or better complete. It's actually made leaps and bounds since these pictures were taken in the middle of last week. But this work is, and as you can see in some of these photographs, the landscaping work is taking place, and for that to be occurring, you're reaching the end. The other things that are going on that aren't necessarily noted here that I would like to make mention to is the contractors' excess materials that are no longer needed. They're hauling that out away from the school site. The staging areas where they had all their lay-down materials and certain things that they were using are now being removed from the site, and a lot of cleanup in general is ongoing. Now, going back to the pictures that you're looking at here, the one on the left would be the interior connector from the theater to the Cates Center. That area is really only needing floor covering and of course an OSF inspection. The area to the right, again, that was a picture around middle of last week, and most of what you see on those steps and that high veneer wall has all been cleaned up and looks relatively finished now. The masonry caps that are on the top of the veneer walls are in place. all the form work and everything has been removed from the steps, so the steps are now poured and usable. I've actually been up and down those steps 3 or 4 times now, and the sidewalks coming off of the bottom of the steps are actually in place. So I wish we had, in order to get the report in, we had to take the pictures last week. If I could have taken them today, it would almost look like a finished product. So we're pleased with that work that has happened here recently. Any questions on Irmo High School? Yes, ma'am.
How many people are seated in the amphitheater?
That I do not have at my fingertips since I'm new to the project. I can get that answer for you.
Ms. Hammond?
I think I asked that question, Ms. Bumgarner, at one of the other presentations. I thought they told me like 200, 150, something between 150. I don't know if I remember that. My question, though, is, will it
Ms.
be
Hammond,
ready?
I'm sorry, and just for everybody, since this blower is so loud,
Can you hear
you
me?
might want to make sure you're talking into your
Oh,
microphone.
Can you hear me? My question was, I know we don't have very much time left. Will it be finished for the seniors of Irmo High at all to use it maybe in the next month or so before school is out?
Yes, ma'am. I don't see a problem with that. I was looking at the overall scope today, and it looks to me, weather barring, that, within a week, that, of course, we have to go through the OSF
Right,
approval,
okay.
to use that space, but those, about a week, and then get the approval from OSF inspectors, and we should be good to go.
Thank you, Mr. Evans.
We can now transition over to the new middle school, Chapin Middle School. I actually walked that site today. Didn't bring my boots, but I was able to navigate my way through. It is, of course, wet around the perimeter of the building, but fortunately, the lion's share of the work is inside the building or on the second floor level. The work around the perimeter, of course, the brick veneer is ongoing. It's ongoing on multiple sides of the building, and I actually stuck my head out of doorways and windows to see that they did have an area 10 foot off the building that was fairly workable to walk and maneuver and get the materials in to lay the brick. So that activity has not been halted by any means. The other work that's going on there, we're raising the walls up on the second floor, actually installing the beams and the joists for the second floor roof. That is ongoing, framing out the roof openings for the skylights that you'll have throughout the building. That work's ongoing. We do have some metal stud work that's going on for the rooms that have metal studs and sheetrock. The mechanical, electrical, and plumbing contractors, they certainly have plenty to do. One of the things that I was glad to see today was a lot of the window frames are being installed on the back side. So once these window frames are in and you have the masonry work that's completed, then you can start putting in glass and enclosing the building. So that was good to see today. The pictures you have up are one, and you've probably seen some of these before, the stage and dining room area. That area is dried in, the roof is completed, the roof drains are tied in, so that's one area of the building that we don't have to worry with being wet or dripping from these rains. The picture on the right-hand side is the new office area. That's the area where we have the metal stud work going on, and we have some overhead metal duct work for the mechanical systems going on there as well. We had a couple of other pictures. I don't know if they may be in reverse order of this. We had a couple of pictures associated with the aerials. These are the exterior elevations where you can actually see the brick veneer going on, and here are aerials. And one, I kind of use Mr. Huggins' terminology. I may have scratched it, but looking from the high school site, and then the other one, if I get my bearings straight, the one, help me, Keith. let's see, the rear view, okay, I got it now. From the rear view is the one on the left, and then the one on the right would be actually looking back towards the high school. So you can actually see how much of the building is roofed and then how much is still yet to go. But what is yet to go is the second floor areas, because they're still setting the roof structure there. But the project, despite the inclement weather that I know was talked about again at the last meeting on this project, the project is moving about as aggressively as it can move. I would say that EdCon is doing a very good job with keeping things moving. Are there any questions about the middle school? All right, well, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you again, Mr. Evans. Appreciate that, and Mr. McAllister as well.
All right, we will now go to our monthly financial reports. Mr. Richardson, our Chief Finance Officer.
Thank you, Dr. Hefner. Exhibit D in your board packet is our monthly financial report for the month of February. The first page that you'll see is obviously our revenues for the year. We are officially, as of the end of February, 2/3 through the fiscal year, and our revenues are on target right now. As a matter of fact, this may be a little bit behind because we've received some of the February revenues in the month of March that weren't reflected on this report. Any questions about anything on revenue? And we'll just move right on to expenditures, and I'll draw your attention. I'll be glad to try to address anything that you may have seen while you're reviewing this report.
Mr. Richardson,
Yes, sorry.
if you don't mind, Ms. Hammond has a question, I think, about the revenue.
Well, it was on the first page of that, about renovation, construction of baseball, softball, press box, and concessions. Is that what we talked about the last time?
What, she's on the
She's on the,
capital project.
that's the
I'm
capital.
sorry.
No, that's
I'm
on,
on
yeah,
E, I
save
thought.
that for another
I thought we were on
part.
E.
That's all right. It's Monday.
But thank you for giving me the heads up.
Now you know what I'm going to ask.
I'm sorry, I forgot what I was saying. Okay, expenditures. I'm going to draw your attention to the last page of this. Out of $163.4 million of expenditures, we have a remaining balance of approximately $71 million. Like I said, we are 2/3 through the year, and we have a remaining balance of a little bit greater than 43%. If you have any specific questions about anything in the expenditures, I'll be glad to try to answer them.
I don't believe we have any questions. Thank you very much for your good report.
And that concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Dr. Hefner.